So I'm working on getting my fleet carrier. I headed out here to Robigo. When I first got here, I found out the missions kind of sucked. The first about hour, I think I did nothing but reputation turn-ins. Probably less time than that. Max out reputation pretty quick. Once you do that, you start to get these nice missions that are over 4 million apiece. Sometimes I'll get some for 5. I've heard people say they've had 7 million. I've never seen one. The highest I've had is, I think it was 5.2 or 5.3 million so far. Each run, there and back, I'm averaging between 25 to 30 million apiece. I only have one first-class cabin, and that is a 3 slot, I believe, because all of these missions are first and luxury class. And while that might sound like a good amount of money, almost 3.4 million, this person over here, 3.6, is probably going to be an economy class. No, business. You'll find that some of the highest paying ones you get are actually economy. And this is only a 13 person, so I will take him. Since I know those other 2 ones were business, I'll throw this one in the economy class. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to try to fill him up as lucrative as possible. This guy is also economy, but he'll go in business. Hold off on that one because that's 4.4 million. Let's see if we can fill up our other ones first. I find this to be the longest part of the runs. Yeah, we'll just do economy. Or business, excuse me. Is actually getting the missions, making sure you pick up all the right ones. I don't know if I have terrible eyesight or if this is actually happening, but sometimes as I'm going through, I'm like, oh shit, there's a 4 million or a 5 million mission that I was completely unaware of the first time. I'm supposed to be wearing glasses and I'm not now, so that's a big possibility. Don't autofill. It's going to autofill the worst cabin for you. I tried that at first, just being lazy, and I was like, I'm just going to autofill my cabins. No, don't. Pick your cabins. Actually set them up yourself. Let's see. Now we're starting to run out of missions. There is sometimes you will run into a snag where you actually will only get like 6 missions out of this place, and that sucks. But by the time you come back, you should be back to normalcy. I have 1 first class, but I'm still going to have these other guys. So the only reason I keep 1 first class in there is just to avoid that. Oh, look at that. Still short, though. It's not perfect every time, but it's still going to be a good run. And this is the worst part. I use Super Cruise Assist and an auto dock because I'm lazy. If you're going to be sitting here for as many hours as it's going to take for you to get back and forth to serious atmospherics, you're going to want to just put on some Netflix and relax. I highly recommend the show Avenue 5. I just started watching it. It's got the guy that played House. And he's a luxury... Oh, shit. a luxury ship captain in space. And the ship ends up having a bunch of problems, and you find out that he's not a very good captain. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but it was definitely rather amusing and kind of fits if you're doing Robigo runs past your missions, watching a show about a luxury cruiser in space. If you haven't watched it, they don't have shield technology, so they have to use a different substance to shield them from radiation, and that's all I'm going to tell you. When you get close to Sothis, you're going to find Sirius A5. That's the planet you want to go to. You will not see Sirius atmospherics if this is your first time logging in and doing the run. Every subsequent run after that, you'll actually be able to just target Sirius atmospherics right when you get into the system and just super cruise from there. This is the hardest part. If you just fly in one straight direction, wait till you can cool. And I mean, you don't have to point. And I know some of you are watching this like, yeah, no shit, dude. There are people out there that don't realize you can start charging your frame shift drive before you're pointing at the system you want to go to. I was one of them for a while. So I know they exist. This is the hardest part of the Robigo runs. I have seen videos where people will recommend that you use heat sinks in case you get scanned. I tried doing it out of Hauser's Reach. I did get scanned going out of there, but I've never been scanned going in and out of Robigo mines. I took a large ship over to Hauser's Reach, and I found that was just... The issue was, once you get into Robigo and you set yourself to Super Cruise, you actually have to pass through some rings. So you're going to get knocked out of Super Cruise, and then you're going to have to go back into it. And the amount of time it takes you to dock into the interior of the station and then get out, especially if you're using Super Cruise Assist. Sometimes you have to wait in queue. If you're a good pilot, you could just fly right through, but sometimes you run into crashes. Each run to Hauser's Reach ended up adding like 5 to 10 minutes per trip minimum, and it wasn't worth it, in my opinion. You're going to find whatever ship works best for you. I'm in agreement with most people that the Python seems to be the just arguably the best way to go about it. You can make the Python hit that jump range with little to no engineering. It holds one extra internal slot over most other ships, so it just makes sense. And if all you're doing is money, I don't know why I did. Even though this is just my money ship, I still went and bought some cosmetics because I was bored and I liked Halloween. So I said, screw it. If anybody is a fan of Seinfeld, this ship... What the hell's my name of my ship? Where's my ship? The Real Peterman Tours. I forgot my ID was the Ass Man. There was an entire episode of Seinfeld where where Kramer drives a tour bus called the Real Peterman Tours because he ghost wrote a book about his life that somebody said was his name. So he's taking people on the tours about his life since he's the real Peterman. And in spirit of that, we here in the Cursing Exploration Conglomerate would like to continue the Real Peterman Tours. We offer a pizza bagel and a miniature candy bar at the end of the trip. Oh, I'm close enough to Southwest A5 to where I can go over and just do that and make life a lot easier. Honestly, you're going to see some people, they're going to do awesome runs. They're going to do this, they're going to do that. They're going to have great ship. They're going to have awesome piloting skills. These runs suck and they're boring as fuck. All right? There's no way to make them fun. There's no way to be like, oh, yeah, it's not so bad. No, it sucks. Put on a TV show, put on some music, do something, grab a beer, grab a snack, and just fucking relax because you're going to be here for a while. And we're only halfway done. That's another thing I want to do. I wanted to make the video in real time. So during this video, I'm going to babble about nonsensical bullshit because this is it. This is a Robigo run. From start to finish, you're seeing exactly what the fuck you've got to do for umpteen thousand hours if you want a fucking fleet carrier this way. It is, as far as I can tell, I don't know if it's the fastest. I know I've heard like wing missions with people. I have no friends, so I'm not doing any of that shit. If you're a solo player, as far as I can tell, this is probably the easiest way of doing it. There's little to no investment. You can start with any ship. You can come out here in a fucking Sidewinder if you want to. It's not going to be a good idea, but I mean, you could do it, and it's not going to be an issue. Passenger cabins are not expensive. Some people said it's very difficult to get out here. It's not. Even if you have a piece of junk ship, you can Apex shuttle your way out here. It's just going to take some time because you will not get one direct Apex shuttle to go that far. But you can jump, I'm not sure how many systems, and it's obviously going to be within their maximum jump range, but you can jump X amount of systems and just continue to have... Oh, shit! I did not have my controller in my hand. Yeah, so you can Apex shuttle your way to just about anything in the bubble. I've seen a lot of people say you can't. You absolutely can. It's not going to be easy. It's going to take you a little while, but if you take a Sidewinder or something, do a few different little missions, bank up a couple million, and you can get yourself... I would say I'd probably run with an Asp Explorer at first, just because this is off the top of my head, so I'm not looking up. I want to say it was like $6 million for one of those, and you could just load up on economy cabins to start with, and that's going to give you... You're going to be able to get a respectable jump range in just those passenger cabins for probably... Again, this is just a guess, but I want to say less than $20 million invested, you can have yourself... probably far less than 20 million. You can have yourself a very decent Robigo ship right away. There is, where is it? Right near Cios. or Incios. There's Baggage, something like that. There's another starport. They sell most of the passenger cabins. Most of my fleet is stationed at Jameson Memorial. So I had bought a bunch of cabins and I brought them over to Babbage and left them there. And then I realized I was having some other problems. So actually, no, excuse me, I left them at Hoosers, and I needed an economy cabin. So I actually went over to Babbage and found that they had a whole bunch of them. So that's actually where I keep this ship parked, down over at the Real Peterman Tours. That's their home. They just come out of Robigo to pick up the drug cartels because, well, we're not going to have them in a very nice space station, are we? But the Real Peterman Tours, we don't discriminate. We take all walks of life. Doesn't matter who you are as long as you pay. One risk you do run with the drug cartels, that it does say that they are a high threat. I wouldn't worry about anybody scanning you, but you may get interdicted at times, which is why I don't recommend walking away while doing Robigo runs. That happened to me once. I was playing on my Steam Deck, making dinner, and my wife came over to talk to me, and I wasn't really looking, and I looked down, and my screen's blue, and I'm getting interdicted. I'm like, shit! And she's like, what's going on? I'm like, somebody's trying to kill me. And she's laughing because I'm over there cooking dinner, playing on my Steam Deck. If you were wondering how well it performs on a Steam Deck, it's fantastic. There's not much to set up. They've got this little program, so you have to go into the desktop mode, and you just set up the program, and you tell the program, okay, when Elite Dangerous pops up, I'm going to have to adjust that. That guy's... Sometimes you do that. Like, you get stuck with a planet, it kind of fucks you up, so you need to just adjust yourself if you want. Or you can just be lazy and just keep going. That's going to be tight. That's going to be really tight. Ah! Oh, I made it. Okay, so yeah, the Steam Deck, it's basically so that you can enable it for when that pop-up comes up that you hit play in the login. It'll still let you do that because I guess the Linux system doesn't automatically do that. That goes into shit I don't understand. But it's super easy to get it to work on your Steam Deck. So if you were hesitant about picking up a Steam Deck because of that, don't be. It's fantastic. And if you're stuck doing Robigo runs like this, having a Steam Deck and being able to sit on your couch is also really nice too. But this is also another reason why I use AutoDock, because I just don't feel like doing all this shit. I don't know if you can tell by the time in my voice already. Like, by the time you get to the end of this run, you're just like, all right, come on. It's kind of scary. It's fun to see that happen in VR. I'm going to be making probably a VR video in VR with my setup of how I got that. My other video that I currently have posted, I was showing my cockpit setup with, I bought a flight yoke to drive around on planets with. It actually works pretty cool because you can move in and push out, pull out, and you can actually... talking to you too much. I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. Okay, mission board. If you're interested in how to drive your SRV like a car, check out my other video. I bought an Alpha flight yoke. It's pretty fucking awesome. I only have like 4 videos on my channel at this point in time, so I don't think I really need to give you the link. You'll find it. There's not a lot. I only have 2 Elite Dangerous videos. Let's see. I got 2,644,511,589. Oh shit. Oh, stupid ass. All right, if you have a phone, and that's what you're using your calculator on, and you're holding it upright, it doesn't like to work. I had to turn my phone sideways. I have an iPhone 589. All right. Now, let's see what we did. Now, this is actually one of the worst runs I've had, and I'm kind of glad, because every time I've seen a video on this, everybody shows you the best runs possible. And this time I didn't even max it out. So let's see... And as you can tell, I leisurely took this. You can easily make this run go faster. You could swap out cabins if you want. Figure out how it all works for you. All right. And this is a lower run. I think this one's only going to be about 22 million. Well, let's see. Minus 2. Is that 668 or 66? Oh, it's 668. Okay, no, that's not so bad. I thought that was 666. 668,000 or million, excuse me. 937. I really should have put my glasses on before doing this, but that's all right. So yeah, that run alone was 24,325,735 credits. It is not a get-rich-quick scheme. You know, if you thought coming out to Robigo and you're like, oh, I'll get my fleet carrier today. No, this shit ain't going to work. I highly recommend if you got some friends, do some of those wing missions, or if a good community goal comes up. Community goal, as I can fucking talk. I'm doing Robigo runs, though, because they're actually kind of relaxing, as annoying as they are. But if you got a show you want to binge, that'll work pretty good. So, but all right. Thank you all for watching. Take care.